What's it like being in a staff? I mean, usually a team will have like a starter, and then relief roles, but you guys are kind of like a 1A, 1B, and then Stacy, 1C. It's you guys are almost interchangeable. What's it like being able to be that complete in the staff that anyone can go in at any moment and really excel?
Yeah, I just think we pride ourselves a lot in like we get the job that needs to be done. Whether no matter what that looks like. So it would be like, okay, we need to get 2 innings from this person today, so let's go in and do that, and then someone else is going to come pick her up. It's like whatever the team needs that day. So
How has that mentality maybe changed from last year to this year? Has it changed? Was that the mentality, or how has it maybe grown from last season to this season potentially?
I think last season I put a lot of pressure on myself that I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, whereas this season it's more of like I just got to go out there and do me. Everyone else in our staff, they just got to go out there and be them, and that's when we play it at our best.
How freeing has that been for you? Because clearly in the numbers and the stats and the success you've had this season, it's all career highs for you. So how does that help you in your performance in the circle?
Yeah, I just think it takes a lot of pressure off. Like, I don't have to go out there and be anyone else but myself. And I mean, that goes for the rest of the team too. Like, obviously, my teammates are doing great things on the field as well. And I think a big part of it is just we're just going out and playing like us. We're playing Oregon softball. So
Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm sorry. I was talking. My apologies. I thought he was going. Do you have a question? Sorry. No, go ahead. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
I'm throwing this all out. How has Lindsay kind of helped you out this season? A veteran, coming from a different program. We've seen the success that she has. How has she been as kind of a mentor, or has she given you any advice that's maybe helped your game out a little bit more this season potentially?
Yeah, I kind of just feel as very back and forth with each other. There's some days where she'll come out and help me out. There's some days I go out and help her out. The biggest thing I can say about her, she's just so supportive. No matter what it is you need that day, she's kind of there for it. She'll be there to give you a hug. She's there to like hype you up, whatever you may need. So I can't say enough good things about her.
You comment about the hug, but one thing I've noticed, like teams, sometimes a coach will take the ball and the pitcher will leave, and pitchers will kind of pass, or sometimes you'll pass the ball. Almost always, you guys actually embrace and hug when you're doing relief. Is that something you guys like have made a concerted effort to, or is that just kind of organic in the moment? Because it's pretty unique, but it also seems pretty telling of how close you guys are.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we kind of did talk about it, but it's not like you have to do it. Like, we just genuinely like we come in for each other. Like, one of the biggest things, like I was saying before, was how we're coming in for each other. It's a continuation of what the person was doing before. So it's the hugs just kind of like sealing it. I don't know. It's just super special between us, I guess.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
With the way you guys have been to adjust to the Big Ten and obviously traveling a lot more and stuff like that, with the success that you've been having as a pitching rotation, does that give you guys a lot of confidence when you go into the postseason and potentially you're having to face a lot of teams you've never really seen before in your career, or you're having to travel places where maybe you've never been before? And how does that kind of the success you're having right now maybe help a little bit down the road for you guys, you feel like?
Yeah, I think every game, has its own purpose, and a lot of it comes out down towards the end. So I just think this is preparing us a lot for like what the travel could look like for postseason. But yeah.
Could you talk about your growth, coming as a freshman from UConn, but coming here, and then that first season, having some also issue, what they were.
Yeah.
But where you're at now and kind of looking back, how that's kind of molded you into who you are now?
Yeah, definitely has. I talked about this with Coach the other day. And that redshirt year wasn't necessarily easy, but I would not be where I am today without that. It just built me into a much stronger person than I would have been without it. So extremely grateful for that year. Even though at the time I didn't know what was going on.
With obviously things, there's still a lot of season left, but with things coming to a close for you, have you started to reflect a little bit or think, wow, my time's coming to an end, and kind of how hard is that to maybe kind of put some of those thoughts on hold when you're still in the middle of the season? You've obviously got to focus on what's happening in the moment right now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of lucky that I get another year to play, because I'm thinking like I'm looking at my teammates who are technically like in my class, they're a year ahead, but they're in my class. And they have a couple months left. I'm like, wow, in like a year, that's going to be me. It's just giving me perspective about, one, how lucky I am to be able to have another year here with this team, but two, just how you can't take any of it for granted. I mean, every moment with this team especially is so special. But any moment you get out on the field is just so unique, so special. You can't.
What is it you think you personally bring to the circle that, each pitcher is unique? What is it that you bring to the circle that the others don't have? And are there any opportunities or possibilities for growth, something that you're trying to perfect that, isn't quite there yet, but you want to have it by the end of the season or maybe next year?
Yeah. I'm obviously working through stuff. But I think the biggest thing that we're just working on going through spots, being able to keep hitters off balance. That's like the biggest goal of mine. So yeah.
We know we talked earlier with Kai. She seems like the team baker. What role do you fill in the kind of, in the set of the team? Are you the team cooker?
Oh no, I can't cook. I'm not very good at that. No, I can't cook. I don't know. I'm a little goofy. I was gonna say before, whenever you're talking about what do you bring on the mound, I'm very silly, very goofy, very weird. I think that's what a lot of people would describe me as. So I do some stuff on the mound that I'm just kind of like, okay. And they're like, why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. But you're fired up from it. So if you're fired up, I'm fired up. But yeah. So I guess I don't want to say comedian because that seems like a little like too giving. But and also I can't be like that funny. But team goofball could be one of them. Yep. Yep.
Brazy actually mentioned that last week. She was asked about working with you and Lindsay specifically. Lindsay's kind of more blinders on, very focused, and her relationship with you is very lighthearted in the circle. From your perspective, what's your relationship like with her? And then for you, where does that come from? How does that goofiness fuel that competitiveness in the circle?
Yeah, I mentioned before, like this year, I'm just trying to go out there and do me. If I wasn't being goofy out there, if I wasn't doing like that, wouldn't be me. So just being able to have that, especially in my relationship with Bracy behind the plate, is just huge. Just so we're not taking things too seriously, but seriously at the same time. So yeah.